Boom. Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live on all these amazing platforms, on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and of course on my YouTube channel and Twitter. So, and obviously I have the amazing Shawn Ryan himself, the creator of the Shawn Ryan Show, the creator of Vigilance Elite, just an awesome dude, someone I call a new friend, super deep thinker, and obviously an awesome interviewer. So, Shawn, awesome to be with you today.
And the best looking son of a bitch you've ever seen.
I'm not even gay, but the whole interview, I just couldn't stop. It was really awkward. I just,
Don't worry,
thankfully you keep the chairs pretty far away that I couldn't touch you.
I get that a lot.
Yeah.
But hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Darren Smith, our editor. He made the episode. So everybody say, nice job, Darren.
Yeah, Darren, you crushed it, man. Huge shout out. And I want to say thank you for all the amazing feedback. I know Shawn and I both have been getting blown up, and you guys have helped drive this. I mean, geez, we had one of the Twitter feeds that Shawn put out hit 5 million views. It may even be more now. I'm not even sure what it's at, but it's just incredible. And thank all of you for the support. We really would love to drive this thing to #1. So please share with your friends. Tell them about it if it really meant something to you. And yeah, man, go to Shawn Ryan Show on YouTube and make sure you click subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Make sure you write a comment in this episode. That's going to help drive things. And make sure you go to Apple iTunes and go to iTunes and make sure you leave a review.
Thank you. But well, hey Jay, let's talk about this course you guys got coming up this spring. I'm really curious to hear what you're teaching. How many days is it going to be?
So it's going to be really 2 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it'll be Friday night, all day Saturday, and then half a day on Sunday. And we're teaching basic marksmanship, how to handle malfunctions, backstops, magazine changes. We basically want to get people comfortable with a firearm in their own house. If we have the time, we may work to draws, but that's not really my point. My point is I want you to be super comfortable with a firearm in your house to be able to protect yourself and your family. We're teaching survival, basic survival, things you should have in your house, and all the way escalating up. If you had to leave your house and live out in the wild for a while, how could you survive, and things to prepare you for that. We're teaching a mindset of defense. I have Sifu Alan Baker, who is an amazing 40-year experience martial artist. Alan, I believe, has a black belt in 30 different martial arts, and he is a top of the line. He teaches a lot of the personal protection course across the country. And one thing I like about Alan is he doesn't just teach how to fight. More importantly, teaches how to get out of a situation, how to talk your way out of a situation, how to de-escalate a situation. And then, of course, there's the actual physical confrontation. So we've changed it was going to happen this month. We've moved it to the spring. So keep an eye out if you guys want to attend. I talked to Shawn about potentially coming in and helping us. Obviously, his schedule's banging too, but maybe we can make that happen. Stay tuned.
I got a question for you. You were talking about a water filter in your episode, and it's all over the comments. What is the water filter, dude?
So it's an MSR pump water filter.
That's
there's a lot of yeah.
Right on. You got that. I don't know how many.
I wrote it in YouTube on several of the comments. I put the link. They sell it at REI. And there are some people out there that are survivalists and may say, oh, I like K-9 better, or I like this better. The MSR is what I got issued when I was a young SEAL, and I know it works. Man, I have pumped water out of the nastiest puddles. I think I told the story about pumping water out of the nasty cow maneuver puddle. Literally, there was cow shit in this puddle, and our instructor made us pump water and drink it. I did not get sick. So for real world experience matters. I've used it all over South America. I've used it in the Middle East. I never got sick off that water.
Nice. I just saw, hey, do you know Dan Liccardo?
I love Dan Liccardo. I served with Dan. Is he on here?
Yeah, he wants to know if he needs legs to take the course.
Dan, you could do more without legs than most guys I know that have legs. So, brother, I'd love to have you at the course, man. So much love to you.
Hey, what's up, Dan? It's only been about 20 years since I've seen you, but I hope you're doing well, man. You put me through assault cells several times. Always a good time.
Yeah, Dan was a stud. He was a good instructor. So
He is a stud.
Is it MSR MiniWorks? There are a couple of variations, but they both work on the same principle. So Travis Stockwell asked, who is, let's see, hang on, let me turn my banner off. Hide that. Let's go back. He said, who is your dream interview that you want to interview, Shawn?
Me?
Yeah.
My dream interview? Man, I got a handful of them. I'd really like to get Elon Musk.
Man, he would be amazing.
I really want to get Elon Musk. Right now, you know, how I do it is I just come up with a list of people, right? And I don't have much time to like research who I'm interested in. I take a lot of suggestions from comments and stuff. But me personally, I'm really into the UFO and UAP shit right now. I'm into it. And
nice.
Have you seen the Skinwalker Ranch? Have you seen this?
No.
What? All right. You've got to check that out. But there's this guy, his name's Travis Taylor, and he's basically a NASA. He works down at Redstone Armory. You know Redstone, they make all the missiles and shit for the military. Huge engineering hub down in Huntsville, Alabama, part of NASA. So this billionaire bought this ranch it's a 500 something acre ranch out in Utah, and all this like phenomenon activities happening out there, everything from like portholes to UAP sightings to
Shawn, Riley Williams, who's a friend, said, if you want the owner of Skinwalker Ranch, he's a buddy of mine, Brandon Fugay.
Yes, I do want him.
Yeah, Riley, he wants him. So text me and I'll connect you to Shawn.
Yeah, or hit our inbox. But yeah, I thought Travis Taylor is a NASA aerospace engineer, and Brandon Frugal hired him or whatever, got in touch with him, got him out there to start conducting all these experiments. And I don't want somebody that's kind of, I want like some real science behind this shit. I don't just want somebody that, you know, I'm not just taking everybody's word for it. Like
some backwoods conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. And that,
no offense to any of you backwoods conspiracy theorists.
I've been trying to get that guy. We've been hot on his tail. We've gotten in touch with the History Channel, and nobody seems to be able to get in touch with him at the moment. But yeah, Brandon Frugal, I would definitely interview him as well. I would totally. Ryan, if you can hook that up, do it. Yeah,
Ryan, send me that, brother. I was just with Ryan, so he definitely will. I know he will. So Donnie Epperson says hello to both of you. Let's see, Monster Canine, what's up, brother? So, interesting. Somebody said, what's your guys' take on the Jesse Ventura, Chris Kyle feud? So,
I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that in Chris's book, he wrote that Jesse was in the bar and that Chris knocked Jesse down, punched him out. And Jesse denied it ever happened. So Jesse sued Chris. And then, of course, Chris was killed. So Jesse continued the lawsuit against Taya, which
I didn't hear about that shit.
So my opinion is the beef was with Chris. You know, whether it happened or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. I typically try not to speak out of my lane if I didn't see things in person. I will say this. I disagree with Jesse continuing after Chris's widow. And Jesse says, "Oh, it wasn't me. It was my attorneys." You control your attorneys. You control the money to them. So, and anyways, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Elon Musk would be a wild interview.
You talk about a deep visionary thinker. Holy shit. I've been reading a lot of books based on him. I looked up, or somewhere I saw Elon Musk's reading list, and it's all about, there's a ton of books on AI and SI, artificial intelligence and super intelligence. Yeah. That's some scary shit, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to get somebody on AI too. There's actually a SEAL that just started some kind of company that has to do with AI, and it's all like military, how they can get artificial intelligence incorporated into warfighting units. And I've been going back and forth with this guy about coming on too, because AI is such a wide topic,
dude, and it's insane. If we don't put the right safeguards in place, literally you have like the Terminator scenario, or the what was it, iRobot scenario with Will Smith.
Yeah.
So Ben 33 said, will we see any AFSOC guys on the show? Maybe Fred Baker, a CCT from the 24th STS.
Yeah, maybe. I'll look into them. Thank you for the suggestion.
Somebody, MMA Life said, Ray Kurzweil. I don't know who that is personally.
Me neither. But hey, suggestions.
He said he knows a lot about AI.
I'm not oh, nice. I don't have anything to write down, but if you go to vigilanceelite.com, there's a form there where you can request a guest, and it will automatically populate into an Excel sheet, which will tell us who the most requested guests are.
Nice.
So that I know is a pain in the ass for everybody to do, but it does help me out, and it lets us know who the top requested guests are. So rather than putting them all in comments and everything, which I do appreciate, don't take that the wrong way, but if you go to the website, shoot it in through my email in the form, then it'll populate a spreadsheet, and it'll tell us who the most request guests are. Yes, I would love to interview Ed Snowden. I think that's a shot in the dark, but he is actually already on my targets list.
I can verify this. I saw it. So
yeah.
My buddy Jay said, "How are the gummy bears?" So I'm a little bit of an asshole. I have not eaten them yet. They are still sitting on my counter because I was training for the swim. So I was being super clean, and I'm going to have to shoot a live of me eating the whole bag.
How was the swim?
Crushed it, dude. It was amazing. I don't know if that's something you ever want to do, brother, but I will tell you, it is probably the most patriotic event I have ever done. Well, and I love the fact that Bill Brown, who runs that event, is like, I don't give a fuck who you are. He's like, don't bring your drama to my event. He said, don't bring your, if you don't like this guy or you don't like that guy, I don't want to hear about it at my event. At my event, we're all team guys and we're all unified. And I was like, man, I love this. And Bill does not pull any punches calling anybody out if they veer off course of that. And I will tell you, man, it was probably one of the most patriotic things, swimming under the Statue of Liberty, looking up at the statue, swimming by Ellis Island, finishing that thing down at ground zero. So powerful. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. How long was the swim?
It's 3.5 miles, but a little bit of a misnomer. It's 3.5 miles, but here's the deal. It's built with the currents. So the very beginning, you're swimming a little bit against the current. I didn't think it was bad. Some people felt like it was tough. I didn't have any issues with that part. But by the time you actually get to the longest part of the swim from across, the Hudson River, that's probably about 2 miles, maybe 2.25. Dude, the current was kicking the day we did it. So, man, we smoke checked that thing. I think we did that swim in less than an hour.
Yeah.
Probably less.
That's
so,
cool.
But Brody, and if any of you guys are interested in that swim, man, It is amazing. You got to train for it. It's a no joke swim, 3-mile run, 3.5-mile swim, 300 push-ups, 66 pull-ups in between. But anybody can do it. All you got to do is help raise money. I think next year we're going to move the money to some of the different SEAL organizations. But any of you out there that want to train for it, man, I will be there every year. I love this event. It was amazing. So, Shawn, Brody said, who's the favorite interview that you've done?
My favorite interview of all? Man, that's a tough question. Yours is up there. I don't know if I have a favorite, but
it's like asking a dad who's his favorite kid.
Yeah, it's only 30 of them, like 32 of them, but I'll give you a couple off the top of my head that are my favorites. I really like the Peter Schweitzer one. That one's all about how China's buying all of our politicians and utilizing them to basically turn us into communists. I think that's extremely educational and informative, and every American should want to watch that so they know what the fuck is going on. The Eric Prince interview is one of my favorites. That's also very eye-opening on everything that's going on in the country. And his backstory is extremely unique, being that he came from one of the most wealthy families in the country and became a SEAL, started Blackwater. But what I found most interesting about that interview is the circles that guy runs in. You know, you're sitting in there and you're talking to a guy who's been ousted by CIA for being a knock. And he has beefs with people at the top level, you know, for obviously for very good reasons. That was a really good interview. Luis Chaparro, him and Ed Calderon give some really, really informative content on cartels and what's going on down in Mexico. And especially my last one with Luis is just phenomenal. It talks about how China is running all the fentanyl, the supplies to make fentanyl, and the new thing into Mexico for the cartels to make. He also talks a lot about how the Chinese are sending chemists into Mexico to teach the cartels how to make the most deadliest fentanyl in the world and push it up into the U.S. My personal favorites are the ones that I learn from. Not that I don't learn from team guys, because I do learn from the team guys, but my personal favorites are the ones that I really have. I just don't. I'm learning. The whole episode is, you know what I mean? I'm learning about shitty things that are happening in the country or cartels, or I just like really informative stuff. I've always been kind of a documentary junkie. And so when I'm interviewing people like that are just spitting pure truth and knowledge about things that I don't know about, I really like those.
You know who you should have on? I just watched, it wasn't a documentary. It was kind of a dramatic series, but based on a true story. Was super pumped about the guy that created Uber.
Oh, damn.
How his ego pretty much damn near brought the company down.
No shit.
Yeah, it was, if any of you guys have watched that, it was a great, man, I ripped through it. I was traveling and watched a couple episodes a night, and pretty amazing story.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So I don't remember the guy's name, but he's gone on to create another company, but they literally had to get rid of him. They were worried that it was going to bring the company down. And so.
Damn.
Dan Liccardo said, how about Chris Craig, pseudonym, the SAS dude who went after the terrorists in Nairobi as a guest?
Yeah, I've actually been back and forth with him a couple times. He's unfortunately can't. He's still waiting on the British government to allow him to tell that story, which who knows if that'll ever happen. But yeah, I have been in touch with him, and hopefully eventually they unclassify it's ridiculous. It's even classified. It's all over the news. But anyways, that's the holdup with that. As far as like, man, the operators though that have been on the show, I mean, they're all good. You know, I'm like I said, I can't remember if it was this live or the IG TikTok live that we just did, but I'm really particular about who I associate with, and I'm very particular about who comes on this show because I want them to be a good example for all Americans, but especially America's youth. And Jason, your episode had so many. I mean, it had all the cool shit. You know, it had all the combat, all that kind of stuff. But I think that, you know, the coolest thing about your episode is how you take ownership of your mistakes. You know, and anybody who's been around me, anybody who's worked with me, worked for me, worked around me, knows my pet peeve is fucking people that don't own their mistakes. I cannot stand that shit. And with that being said, I know it's hard to do that. And man, the way you own your mistakes is just it's inspiring, you know, because there's some big mistakes. You made some major mistakes. And I mean, I think I can't remember if it was in the episode or if we were coming back from a break. And I remember looking at you and I was like, I can't even fucking believe you're sitting across from me right now. And I can't believe you didn't get kicked out of the SEAL teams.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you totally, everything changed. Like my whole opinion changed, you know, just like that. And there's just, if people actually sit down and watch your episode and dissect what you're saying and your story, there's just so many life lessons in your episode that people can learn and take from. And it's not just, you know, it's not just guys going into special operations. It's not even just people going in the military. It's just fucking solid life advice, you know, and learning from mistakes that you've made and showing people that you can have the level of courage that you need to own your mistakes, you know. And so yours is one of my favorite on the operator side.
Thank you.
It really is.
And it's, I mean, and it's, you know, I say it all the time. It's never too late. I meet so many people who fucked up in life and they convince themselves it's too late to come back. And I will say sometimes it may be too late to fix something that gets broken, but it's never too late to drive forward and create a new path. And, you know, that is my key message on everything. And on that note, if any of you guys haven't watched this podcast, or if you haven't listened to it, dude, it's getting so much traction. But I know myself and Shawn would love to see this break more records. We'd love to see it go to #1. So please go to YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to Shawn's show, subscribe and leave a comment.
Yeah. So just some stats for you guys. Jay's Redman. Redman's episode broke a lot of the records out of the first day. And we wound up number 55 on the overall charts. That's out of over 8 million podcasts. We're number 55. There's only 54 left to beat. And I plan on doing it. But then in society and culture, which is, I think, the biggest category to be in, we ranked out at number 9 is where we topped. So, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
You know, be in the top 10 and especially in that category. But if you guys head over to iTunes, listen to the episode, share the episode, download it, leave a review. Please leave a review. That's really what drives the show up, the reviews. And maybe we can get Jason's episode to hit #1 on the charts. That would be fucking awesome. But if not, number 9's pretty badass too. And number 55 overall is, I mean, I only have 32 podcasts out. and we hit number 55. Most people that hit 55 are on podcast number 1,000 something. You know, we have 32. It's pretty amazing. And that's not me. That's the guys that are coming on the show. That's people like Jason.
I want to give you a lot of credit, man. You've built something amazing. The platform, the way you interview, your interview style, allowing guests to get really deep and asking the right questions at the right time. You've built an amazing platform, and the way you edit and the way you market is incredible. And I told you that, and I'll say it on here in front of everybody. I mean, by far, out of almost every episode I've done, no one has done the level of editing and marketing that you guys did, and helping me to provide me assets to help push it also. So awesome.
Thank you, man. Well, I couldn't do it without my team. So I got to give them credit where it's due. And I got a very small, but extremely efficient and very fucking talented and dedicated team. And if it wasn't for them, there's only 4 of them. And if it wasn't for them, we'd still be doing one every 2 months. So, yeah. But
somebody said Kyle DeFore would be a killer episode. I went through buds with Kyle, man. He is a character. So,
did you?
Yeah.
I've never met him.
Dude, I got a hilarious story about Kyle. True story. So we were in second phase, and we were doing the tread water with the 2080 tanks. You know, that gut check where you're treading water with weight belt and everything. And, dude, is it maybe 10 minutes you're treading water? And it's just a suck fest, man. And Kyle's like struggling. And finally, at one point, he kicks real hard and gets his lips above the surface. And he goes, God dang, what do we used to say? Going on air, I think was how we said it. Going, something like that. And goes, Seaman DeFore, going on air. And he like turned his tanks on and went underwater and went down to the bottom and just sat there sucking air on the tanks. Needless to say, they failed him, but he came back and crushed it. But dude, it was the funniest thing. We all heard him yell at the top of his lungs. So
nice.
Yeah.
Dan, I saw Dan Liccardo say something about the gummy bears. Dude, shoot me a message on IG or the website, and I'll send you a package full of those gummy bears. On me.
Let's see. Somebody said Mike Rowe. Somebody wrote about the terminal list, and Jack Carr crushing it on that.
Nice.
So I enjoyed the terminal list. I did watch that. Harley Davidson asked, how many dudes on average get kicked out of the teams? I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but it definitely happens. So I think it happened a lot more often before we went in the earlier days where you didn't get your trident until later. I know there were quite a few guys at my team that if you got yourself in trouble, you were gone out to the fleet. So,
well, that was before my time. But I don't know. I would say a couple a year. You know, maybe 5 a year when I was in that I knew about. What do you got coming up next, Jason?
I've got the Roger Up event in Chicago coming up on September 1st through 3rd. So myself, a couple other amazing speakers, Sifu Alan Baker will be up there. Brent Magnuson coordinated the event. He's an Army veteran, and it's just a personal development event. We've got some world-class jiu-jitsu practitioners, guys that studied under the Gracies. And so in the evenings, we have a jiu-jitsu camp. And then during the day, it's personal development. Myself and fellow SEAL Will Bronham, retired senior chief, are going to be doing some PT in the morning. And it's just designed to be a great event to get people together. You can learn about it at rogerupevent.com. And we have a 30% discount for fire, law enforcement, and veterans who want to attend the event.
Nice.
What's up with you? What's next for you?
I'll be sitting on my ass in my studio interviewing people.
I love it. Hey, man, you need to keep at it. You know, you may not know this, but you've been doing okay.
Thanks, man. We got some good ones coming up. We got some different ones. We got I got a doctor to come on and talk about the mental health crisis. I actually just had that interview yesterday, and I thought that was really good. I had a group of scientists come out, actually. One scientist, it's like a double, like two people in the episode. There's a scientist that developed this new thing, and then the business brains behind it. So basically, it's going to be controversial, but it's not supposed to be. But global warming, climate change, basically, these guys say they have the answer to the carbon footprint. And do you want me to go? Do you like science?
I do. I love science.
But so basically, it's not about, you know, if climate change or global warming. They say they have the answer to the carbon footprint, and you know, I'm all about that. If we're going to be breathing cleaner fucking air, then I don't know how you could be against that. Yeah. But and it doesn't affect our energy costs. It doesn't play into the energy war or anything. So basically what these guys have done is they've made like a solution. It's almost like a suntan lotion. It covers leaves. And so I'm probably going to bore the shit out of everybody here, but photosynthesis is where they take one carbon. A plant will take one carbon and turn it into 4 oxygens. And well, when plants hit a certain temperature, photosynthesis doesn't work anymore. So what this is it's almost like a suntan lotion they put over these plants, and it keeps them under a certain temperature. So they do photosynthesis like double the time that they normally would, which is pulling double the carbon out of the atmosphere as a normal plant would. So on top of that, they've also found all these byproducts coming out of these experiments. Plants need 20% less water than normal. That is huge for the farming community out west. So that's a possible answer to world hunger. That's a possible answer to wildfires, because they're not, which is obviously a big thing out west, right? And yeah, all these things are happening because this solution is enabling these plants to do photosynthesis double the time that they were doing. And turns out if we just did, so my question was great. You got the answer, but every country in the world's gonna have to do this. Not true. I'm wrong about that. If just the US does this and only puts it on, we got 250 million acres of national forests, I believe is the number. If we just sprayed our national forests, we would see a major reduction in the world's carbon footprint in 2 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And this shit's already like gone nuts over the agriculture. But guess what? They can't get any of these fucking politicians on either side to give them any
love, because the politicians can't make money off of it. That's probably why.
Exactly why.
Yep.
And so pretty sad that we have to sit here and listen, to one side go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about fucking climate change and global warming and the carbon footprint. And we have somebody right here. This is 20 years of research that's gone in, 23 years of research has gone into this, and they won't give them the fucking time of day. And they've walked into Congress and hit everybody, all the politicians, and including Gavin Newsom in California, and nothing. The only ones that gave them the time of day that I know about is Matt Gaetz. He's a congressman I think out of North Florida. And then they did have a meeting with the Trump administration.
Is Matt Gaetz a combat veteran?
If he is, I don't know anything about him.
I think so.
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, the Trump administration gave him the time of day, but then COVID hit, and obviously that they had more pressing issues to deal with at the time. But that is a really good interview, very informative. And then do you know who the machine gun preacher is?
Yes, I know the story.
Yeah, super good. Cool dude. Great energy, man. Really good energy about him. But yeah, so that's kind of interviews. Then we got some Delta guys coming up towards the end of the year.
Nice.
Yep.
You got this guy. I'm going to give this guy love because he's posted this question at least 70 times. So he's asking for Kyle Lamb, Mogadishu CAG, or Benghazi contractors on the podcast. So
nice.
So there you go, Josiah. Way to be persistent, man. Your fingers must hurt because, dude, you have literally posted that, I think, 70 times. So way to go. All right. Let's see if there's any other big questions.
We're trying to get Ron DeSantis too.
That'd be awesome. Ron was actually, I didn't even know this. Ron was actually on my deployment. He was the JAG on our deployment, DJ in my deployment.
No shit.
I don't remember him. I mean, how often did you
he's
hang out with the JAGs? I mean, he was a JAG. He probably gave us a couple of briefs, but we also lived on one side of the camp, and headquarters lived on the other. But yeah, I looked. I mean, his dates. He was assigned to Task Force Fallujah. That was our task force during the time we were there. So,
I'll be damned.
Yeah, giving us our rules of engagement brief.
Nice.
So he would be a good one.
Probably some good ones.
Yeah, yeah, man. So, trying to think. All right, we should probably get one more question, then we're gonna have to wrap up. I know Shawn's running like a madman, and I'm running like a madman. I got to head out to Washington in the morning.
I've seen this question about 1 million times too. Have you ever worked with Canadian Special Operations? Yes, I have. Have you?
I did too. Yeah, those guys, and I worked with them in Afghanistan. They were awesome. Yeah, I was really impressed with those guys.
Yeah, I was too. Super cool dudes to be around. All of them. Great unit.
But did you ever work with German Special Force, KSK or KSM? I worked with KSK, and we went and did some stuff with the comp swimmers. I also was impressed with those guys. I think most of your European top special forces groups are pretty good. I mean, I obviously I'm biased towards some of our Americans, but I think some of those guys over there are really good. I mean, the French, the Danish, the English, the Australians, the New Zealand special forces, the Israelis. I mean, there's some top tier badasses out there. So Davey said Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis was a Navy veteran. He was a Navy JAG. So he's a Navy attorney.
Right on.
So, all right, I'm going to find one more good question, and I'm going to find a question for Shawn. So actually, somebody asked a question earlier, and I think it's a good question. When are you going to be interviewed, Shawn, where they can see a deep, raw interview of Shawn Ryan?
Got to find somebody to interview me first. I guess I could interview myself.
That would be entertaining. That format.
Once.
What's that?
I tried that once. It's on my channel. It actually is pretty fucking fun. But yeah, if we could find somebody to interview me, I'm down. So might wind up being my wife. But hey, Jay, it sounds like you're ready to close this out. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my show and all the guests. I can't speak for Jason, but I know a lot of the guys that have come on here, their businesses have just blown up overnight after coming out here. Book sales have gone through the roof. Just about every guest that's come on here has been very pleased with your guys' support after their show's over, and that means the world to me. And you guys are also supporting me and my family and my team here at Vigilance Elite. Really, really, very small team, but a really good group of guys work here, and you guys are making all that possible. So you're supporting me, you're supporting my family, you're supporting my team, you're supporting the guests on the show, and it's just fucking awesome, man. I couldn't ask for a better audience, and I love you guys. Thank you for always being here. We're really trying to kick this show up a notch, right? We went to 2 a week this year. I'm hoping next year we go to 1 a week, and you guys are just seriously phenomenal audience, phenomenal people, and the support you give is just out of this world. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you to everybody. I mean, the feedback on my show has been amazing. I mean, I've been watching Shawn's show for a while and just blown away by, I don't think there's any other show out there that's like it. So I was honored to be on it, and I say thank you to all of you for the support. Thank you for the amazing positive feedback. I mean, so many of you have been writing me with life lessons or things that you learned from the show or just the motivation. So help us keep the momentum going. And yeah, man, please, like we said, go on to iTunes and leave that review, download it, or go to Shawn's YouTube, go to the Shawn Ryan Show, and leave a comment on the show, watch it, and share with your friends. If it means, you know, if you really liked it, it moved you, then share and post it and get it out there more. Let's see if we can keep the momentum going. So
cool.
All right.
Thanks for coming on, Jason. It was a real honor meeting you.
Brother, you too.
We'll
do more.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we'll do more. We got this. There's a lot more deep thinking we've got to do.
Yeah. It'll be nice to talk about something other than yourself, right?
Yeah, dude. I love science. I mean, I'd be glad to talk about all the AI, SI, the dangers of that, the division and degradation that's happening within our country. How do we motivate and inspire? What's that? That's happening? What?
Are people divided?
Oh.
Yeah. How do we bring people back together and, you know, understand that there's no quick fix in this country. It's going to take years to undo where we're at. And if we don't start now, we don't figure out how to get people together. And so many, you know, I love some of you knuckle dragging warriors who are like, fuck it, let's have civil war. You know what, man, it'll tear this country apart. And we don't want to go down the path of Russia that imploded from the inside, the Soviet Union that imploded from the inside. You know, we're better than that. And we need to figure out how to be better than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need more conversations like that.
Yes, we do.
All right.
All right, brother. Have a good weekend. Everybody,
yeah, man.
Have a good weekend. Love you all. Thank you for being here. And Jay, thank you, man. It was a real honor.
You too, brother. Enjoy that family. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Cheers.